Welcome back to 6th grade orchestra. This is our last class video of the year. This is the last new skill that you are going to learn. Over the summer, I encourage you to practice the rest of the songs at the end of the book. There are a lot of really fun songs there, and you have all of the skills that you need to figure them out. In order to play Star Wars, though, you need a new skill. We have a new rhythm called triplets. Now, if you looked at your new music over the weekend and thought about the rhythms and the math we've learned, you might have been suspicious, wondering how can that many eighth notes fit into a measure? Our triplets look a lot like eighth notes. They have like the quarter note with the beam across the top. The difference is that if you look carefully over that beam or under that beam, there's a little number 3, and you'll see that they are grouped in threes. With my eighth notes, 2 of them fit inside of a beat. So if I have my beat going, my eighth notes are 1 and 1 and 1, and 2 of them fit inside a beat. My triplets, 3 of them will fit inside a beat. So I will have triplet, 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 triplet. So whenever you see them grouped in threes with that little 3 above or below them, no, they are not eighth notes. They might look like eighth notes, but they're actually triplets. So with our triplets, we need to make sure we have 3 in a beat. Before we actually try playing it, let's try clapping it. So we have a pickup. Ignore that pickup for now. Just start on measure 1 on the half note, and let's just try clapping that first measure together. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. So notice in beat 4, I get 3 notes. All 3 triplets fit inside beat 4. Once I can clap that, let's try it again one more time before we move on. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now let's try playing it on an open D. Still just measure 1. So measure 1 is starting down bow. I'm going to do all the same bowings. I'm just going to do it on open D. Here we go. Now let's add the pickup. Still just on open D, but we're going to add the triplet before measure 1. So we're going to play those triplets and all of measure 1, starting up bow this time. Here we go. Now, once you can do that, and once you understand that rhythm, we're ready to start looking more at Star Wars. Now, before we get going, we need to look at 2 things: our time signature and our key signature. Our time signature, we are in 4/4 time. That's pretty comfortable for us. We have some weird rhythms we have to watch out for, but the time signature itself shouldn't throw us off. We're pretty used to 4/4 time. Our key signature, we only have 1 sharp, which is F sharp. So thinking about that, my hand shape is going to be the same that it was from the beginning of the year on most of my strings, but on my A string, violins and violas, I will need a low 2. Cellos and basses, on your A string, you're just going to need that second finger. For violins, also on your E string, for G natural, you're still going to need a low 2. So violins, thinking lower 2 strings, high 2, top 2 strings, low 2. For bass, also thinking about that C natural, you have to think about it when you shift up on the G string. So thinking if you are going up to 3rd position, you're going to want to use 1 for that C instead of 2 for your C sharp. If you ever need half position, you can, not half position, 2nd position, you can put 2nd finger on that B and just use 4 for your C, like we have in some of our other songs that have C natural. So just watch out for that on your G string as well, that we have C natural. For the most part, the weirdest rhythm we have is our triplets. However, we do also have some dotted quarter notes thrown in. So just like we learned to use them in Ode to Joy, we have them back. We have dotted quarter notes again, but this time there's no hooked bow. It's just a dotted quarter note with an eighth note after it with a separate bow. Here we go. Now, this is probably the hardest song we've done so far, so use all those skills that we have been learning, how to break it up into little bits to practice, practicing the rhythm and the notes separately. Really use those practice tools to break this song down so that you can be successful. Don't try to just run through it and play with the beat to make it work. Keep a strong beat and break it apart into little bits so that you can be successful. Have fun playing Star Wars, and happy Star Wars Day.